This is a new YouTube link. Let me just put this on Slack.
Okay. How will I now be able to, like, you know? Okay, you streaming. Okay, streaming.
Yeah, it's streaming now.
Okay.
So I've edited it on their calendar, and then I'm going to add it to Slack also so that they can see it.
Okay, so they'll be redirected, yeah.
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, guys.
You could just give like a few minutes so that people can join, or they people on the call already.
Okay, I think some people are there already. Yeah, let me wait a few minutes for them to do that. All right, good afternoon. Welcome to today's session. I'm your humble host, Folajomi. If you guys can hear me, I would like to see some emojis. Let me know you guys can hear me. I believe by now you guys are familiar with the routine. So just give indications. Let me know that you guys can hear me before your question keeps popping up. And please, guys, I don't want us to repeat what we did yesterday. You guys should not ask me questions from the tasks given to you. I would really, really hope you guys won't do that. All right, so let's go through you guys the resources shared for you. Incoming. Sorry for the delay as well. We had a little bit of technical difficulties on streaming on YouTube, so that caused a bit of issue. So can we always watch the videos? Oh yes, you can always get to watch the videos later. When you go to the Zuri Team YouTube channel, you can subscribe to their channel. You get to watch all their videos. A question says, I had a task from my electric, but now it's not working for that. But that was like, the system was glitching yesterday, but I think they fixed that. You would get your tax back. So sorry about that. You get your tax back. It's to, what's it called? It's a pop-up. What else? Okay, yeah. I think I have a little bit of network issues. I'm trying to load up the resources. So for those of you that probably earlier you didn't get a chance to go through all the resources, So far, I would like to okay, yes. What's the question about the resource sense? Go ahead. Let's see. What's your question? Okay. Yeah, I am there. You can drop your question. Let me see the question. Okay, I have more question. The LMS is just a screenshot of stuff. LMS is not a screenshot. LMS is your primary. I believe if you're able to add the onboarding process, LMS is your primary tool for your tasks, for asking questions, for communicating. Slack is just there for you to network with your other, fellow trainees and fellow participants. So your main focus should be your main focus should be on being active on your LM, because that's where you see posts about your resources, posts about your tasks, posts about any material that you'll be needing, any design resources to be shared on your LMS. So your LMS is like your school libraries, your compulsory tool. That's where you get your lectures, materials, and all those stuff like that. So yeah. Okay, I already typed the question, but it's turned out to be too long for the time. But where's the shorter version? I'm still yet to get the question, Naomi. You still not dropped it. I said, but no, really. Okay, for Shola, if you check on your LMS, if you go to post, you see design resources for week 1, you see all the resources for the first week. Now, another person, are we to start downloading and creating Figma accounts now, or to be complicated? Well, if you've seen videos on how to create Figma accounts and how to download that, you can go ahead and do all those things. It's quite easy to create Figma account, to register. You can download it on your mobile, on your web app, because Figma only works on PC. Okay, proof of gen. Okay, will we be using Figma also? Yes, Figma will be used for everything. Figma will be used for everything. I've not been able to join Slack. Like I said about Slack, you will be able to join it. Just keep refreshing. Slack can expire, make their link expire after certain minutes. Then you have to refresh and the link will be updated. Question this okay, yeah, I already mentioned about the tax. The system was glitching at that moment, but they fixed it up. You will see your tax. When I want to put down my answer for tax submission mode, written text, is there an option I'm supposed to click on for the option below? You're just supposed to type in your answer. You don't need to do anything specific. Just type in your answer. And what career don't we explain interaction design as it's very different from what we explained as I would like to ask for information. Well, with interaction design has to do with how a user interact with the app, right? How every functionality, how the what happens when a user takes an action, all those little details of what happened when you decide to click on your input text, what happened when you decide to click on a particular card, and all the other things like that. So the interaction design comes in after you finish designing it, and then you have to prototype to ensure that every single interaction, that every single action that the user is supposed to take happens in the design. So the process of ensuring that all those possibilities are shown in your design through with the help of prototyping, that is what is called interaction design. And so it includes a lot of things. If particular aspect of that particular app, the user is supposed to scroll horizontally. If another part you're supposed to scroll vertically, if a box is supposed to change to another color when they click on it, all those little details are your interaction, and all of those things, ensuring those things are working in your design when you prototype are called interaction designs. Those of you that your task question disappeared, don't worry, it's be back. They fixed it. They should upload that soon. Figma is the design software that you would be using to design apps, websites, a lot of things, not just apps and websites. They also you can use it for 3D design or 2D illustrations, a whole lot of possible things. And you can use it for collaborative purpose, whereby about 10 people can be working on this design file, 100 people said, as long as and it has a free version, it has a paid version, and the rest of it. So it's just a software that is being used to, to design any creatives. You can design graphics designers to also use Figma, although there are other tools they can use, but some of them still use Figma. You can use Figma to do a whole lot of things. Okay, so there are lots of subtopics, sub-articles under week 1. So is it okay to read those subtopics too? Okay, I'm trying to, let me open the week 1 resources and then go through them. Maybe that would help direct you guys. Basically, we've got resources for you to just get introduced to what design is about and all of those things and what you're supposed to expect, common terminologies about, designs and all of those things like that. So that is what the week 1 is supposed, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. Plus for that, we're using guidelines for color animation. As time goes on, you get to learn more about more plugins and all. And there are a lot of plugins, and I can't say one is the best, depending on your preference, because as time goes on, you get to see some, you like some style. So the kind of plugins I like using for a particular color stuff is different from another person. So when you get to the point of style guide, they will be letting you know how, to use those plugins, how to select those colors from colors. You do psychology of colors to understand when you're trying to pick a color for a particular project or product, how to go about selecting the question. Okay, another question here says, if a product designer wants to make changes or modify a product, will Figma file for the product if the company used another software to design product? Well, it depends. If the company has an existing design, they'll definitely show you. And the other tools I know people use for designing, it's probably Adobe X. So if they use Adobe X and they show it to you, you would, and you don't know how to use Adobe X, but you know how to use Figma. It's a matter of, redesigning everything on Figma is as simple as that. So that's like depending on whatever the company uses. And Figma has its file format take, and as you go on, you get to learn about that as well. I'm very familiar with LMS. Okay. Is there any need to be here? Well, I just want to refresh my knowledge and I still don't have any question because I am not having. Well, it's a matter of choice to be here. You have access to watch the video later or not. So that's what I can say about that. Interaction design can involve how do you differentiate the tasks for motion and interaction design? Motion designers, how will I put it? When you have all those, ad videos that show when, probably you're trying to launch an app and it has this cool music coming and showing you what's happening in the app and all those things. Those type of stuff are part of what we include as motion designers, what motion designers does. It has a whole lot of animation that doesn't have anything to do with the app, but they're just trying to sell the app to you, showing you the animation, probably showing you a car moving or a customer trying to press something on the app and all of those things. Those kind of stuff are more like motion. Interaction has to do with what is happening in the app. Motion designs are usually more common when you're trying to do ads or when you're trying to, game stuff, and motions are common in games and all of these things like that. So they're different. Is it absolutely necessary to download and install? Well, depending on the kind of system you're using. For me, I prefer using the Figma app, so I downloaded the Figma app. Some people just stick to using it on web, so it depends, a matter of your choice. Are we to subscribe for profile? You don't need to subscribe for Slack. It's always one of the Slack, so yours is just to join. Ignore subscribing for anything. Don't subscribe for anything in Slack. Okay. Okay, I think okay. There be practical teachings on how to properly actually various design principles. Yeah, sure, you get to that point. This is your first week, guys. So I like the fact that you guys are eager to get your hands on design, but the thing is, you need to know about these basic things before you start. So when you start, you don't get confused and you're worried, like you don't know what you're supposed to do. But by the time, like, you guys are like into the whole thing, if you've known the basics, then you understand that, oh yes, in the beginning they told us about this. A developer is different from a designer. A UI developer is also known as a front-end developer. That is, they're the one that developed the design you've done. You as a designer, you just design it like you're the architect, you've done the 3D model and all. Developer is like a builder, the bricklayer, the builder that is trying to build the whole house that you designed. So in this case, the house is your app. So, I make sure that, okay, all the walls are joined and all of those things. So a developer is different from a designer. A developer develops the apps the designer has designed, ensuring that what is developing is exactly the same thing as what the designer has designed. For example, if a product designer wants to make changes, okay, I think I've already answered this question. Will I be? Okay, are we going to learn how to? No, we are not doing Adobe XD here. We're just strictly using Figma as our primary tool for this training because that is what majority of firms out there, startups out there use now. Figma is like the new technology that we all use. My text and Slack and I haven't been great yet. The last half I didn't. No, okay, so your tax might get graded very early and some might get graded very late. That's because, you guys are about over 10,000 by now that are doing tax, and probably maybe out of 10,000, let's just assume we have just 5 mentors. That's just an assumption, right? So to grade for 10,000 people to take time. So you might get lucky for this tax, get graded faster. So it will take time. But as long as you've done your tax and submitted, don't worry, all your tax will be graded. You don't need to be worried whether if it takes 2 weeks for that tax to be graded, it will be graded at the end of the day. So don't worry. I am not good at color combination. How do I improve color combination in designing user? How can I, okay, with that, number one, like I said, there'll be a resource that will be given to you guys regarding psychology of color. You need to understand, the use of colors. With those materials, you get to understand better. And also you get to watch videos that let you know that colors have certain meaning to certain niches. Like, for example, you get to know that, finance is usually do with blues and purple and whole, and you relate to real life apps. And there's this website called Colors where you'll be able to create a palette of colors that actually match so that you can use those colors in the design of that particular project. So as we go on, once we get to that phase weekly, I think by next week you get some of those material that might have those information. I'm not sure. I have to cross-check with the curriculum, but yeah, you get materials and information to guide you, to help you improve how to choose your color. Now, the side for the required resources, do we have to read up all the documents and videos or just pick? I will advise you check up on all the resources and videos that are shared for you to have a proper understanding of what you're getting yourself into. I wish to know we do that of design. Do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts. I won't say there's like a specific do's and don'ts, but as you learn, as you progress in your, this career as a designer, you get to understand what you're supposed to do as a designer, what is not expected of you. So just let's, baby steps. Okay. Sorry, the question. Okay, just you totally this is your first time here. Maxwell, this is your first time here. Sorry, welcome. So what's happening is you guys get to ask questions about the resources that have been provided for you. You've gone through them and you're confused about some things, and then you come here and we get to answer them as much as possible. Another question says, WhatsApp or Instagram or for any instance, please explain the functionality of UX. Okay, now using Instagram, for example, the way that when you sign up on Instagram, before you will start searching, you start seeing videos or pictures that are playing, and you don't have to stress to understand that, oh, you can just click on this and, watch it and see that, oh, yes, it's playing. And when you go to explore page, based on, you get, similar images to probably people's videos that you've liked and all of those things. That's part of like a good user experience because they are showing you stuff that are similar to things that you've liked and see that you might be interested in it without you having to stress to search for those things. And without you having to stress to have to click a, like button, like on Instagram now, by the time you just tap on a particular thing, it likes it. You don't need to go all the way to go and like, to be looking for a like button or stuff like that. You can easily, interact with Instagram. And you see how the design, like the aesthetic is really nice to the point, like, assuming it was ugly, like they combine different crazy color, like they combine brown, green, they packed everything inside. You'd be like, oh, this app is bad. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that it's beautiful, the aesthetic is nice, everything looks okay. Are you able to navigate through Instagram easily without any difficulty? That's like, a good message when you do mistake. Sorry about that. My network cut me off. I would okay. Hello, am I still live stream? Is it still live streaming? Okay, yeah. You're still live. Let me share my screen back. Okay. So yeah, like I said, the way you can easily interact with WhatsApp and all, that's like a, a good functionality about UX. So UX is basically how users interact with, how they interact with apps easily without facing any difficulty. Okay. Okay, sorry, Carmel. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, I can see she's saying I should speak clearly. I'm sorry if you can hear me. Let me try to increase my volume. Please, how do I read materials and video? I'll just click on them. They'll show up on your, what's it called? They'll open their links online. Just use your system. You'll be able to get access to them. Question, please. Why are YouTube video links not attached to the calendar? Depend on the YouTube video. The YouTube video for a particular class will be in the resources, but if it's just this live classes, all the live classes are on the calendar. Maxwell, welcome. How long does the grading take? I can't really say. It depends on the amount of time, when it was being submitted, and also probably what's the word again? Probably how many submissions we have and all those things like that. So, but don't worry, you'll be graded. Don't worry about getting graded. Just focus on, learning, and you know that as long as you've submitted, you would definitely be graded. Thank you for your explanation. I just hope that people won't repeat. Actually, I've been seeing repeated questions. I believe the Slack issue will be sorted out differently. Just ask me a question regarding, UX. I've already asked about different between interaction design and UX design. Please don't have any. Oh, Maxwell, you don't have any idea about product design, okay? For a product designer is a person who design mobile apps, who design web apps, websites, apps such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, they're using Google, the website, any link you click on. So for you to see all those things you're seeing, all those buttons and everything, it's a designer that design it. And developer develops it for it to now function. So now as a product designer, your job is to, do a research that people are having problem communicating. Like when they wanted to create WhatsApp, people are having problem communicating. They'll have to be calling, and not everybody has money to call. Let's do something. Love that far away and focusing on design and ensuring that users are using it. You also need to see how you also need to see how the company that owns the product will make profit from it as well. All these apps are cool, nice, and all, but the company that spent huge amount of money to get design, to pay designer to design it, to pay developer to develop it, they what is it called? They need to also make profit, because companies spend as much as 100 million, 100 billion on top on products, and they also want to make profit in return. So in as much as you're designing, there are ways that as a product designer, you need to be able to ensure that what you're designing is also going to be profitable for the business wise, and also going to solve the user problem. Please talk about the live session time and how it will happen, because it's not in calendar and episode. Okay, I believe the live sessions are in the calendar, all the office hours. I'm looking at my calendar now, I'm seeing all the office hours. So probably you've not had the calendar, that's why you're not seeing there, but they are all there. UX design can hardly be qualified. Why is tangible? I don't understand. Okay, when they say UX design can be quantified sometimes, because the UX design comes when is the research part. That's part of the UX design, and that includes after you've done this research, you're doing your analysis, you're bringing out your pain points from, you are drawing your empathy map, you're doing all these things. You did interviews and all. So it is the results you got from all these things, the breakdown, you've done your user flow, user journey, you've done your personals, and all those things. Is the results you get from that UX process. That's what you now put in your design. Now, after designing, you don't just abandon it. You ensure that, okay, when you've connected all this, is this functioning well? Are users able to understand this thing? Okay, this one is, user cannot understand the fact that I put this button here. Let's remove this button, let's put it in this space so that user will be able to quickly see it. The process of making that decision, that's part of the UX design. So it's not just about the fineness, it's about how you design the app to make it easy for users to interact. Okay, I have answered your question about what's good at color. Folajomi, many of us are absolute beginners. Where do we get some of these practice used by product designer? As you go, you get used to do some terminologies. Some of the resources we're sharing, they already have them. Like you already know what UI designer is, what UX designer is. So those are part of the terminology. So don't worry, the materials and the information will be sharing with you guys. Clarify that. Okay. Yeah, macro interaction. I like the tiny interactions that happen. Like when you click on the like button on YouTube now, what happens? That's a macro interaction. When you click on dislike button, when you hover on this subscribe and not subscribe button, when you click on any little over on something, all of those things are called macro interactions. Like those little details, those are called macro interaction. I have talked about, answer your question about combining colors. Your repeating question, is there a difference? Well, I'll say there's no difference because a UI UX designer is the same person as a product designer. You guys are the same thing. You need to design. There's no point designing a product where the users are not using it. And for users to use the product is benefiting the business, that is the company. For example, using Piggyvest, for example. Piggy will not be designer, cannot call them product designer if nobody's using Piggyvest, the app has failed. But the fact that people are using Piggyvest and they keep updating it, they keep trying to make it better. So it's your job as a product designer to do that. So a UX designer is the same as a product designer. You guys do the same work. Although a lot of people try to differentiate that, but that differentiating for me, in my opinion, doesn't make sense because you guys do the same work in as much as they are. So yes, you're focused on making things easy for the user. If you are making things easy for the user and the company sponsoring that app and not making money, they will definitely kill the project. So as a UI UX designer, as a product designer, your goal is whatever app you're doing, they're satisfying both the business and you're also satisfying both your user. What software do we need, please? So all you need is Figma. Yeah, all you need is Figma. Are we going to do things like user journey research? Yes, you will do it. It's part of what you'll be doing. You'll be doing user research and all those things. You will do it. If the product design is bad, does that mean the front-end developer always will have issue? If the design is bad, that means it has bad UX too as well. And if the design is bad, before the developer start developing, you guys will have discovered that. Because when you design products, you review with the entire team, not just you. You and the team will review and see if it's possible to implement or not. So before a developer start working on the product that was designed, a review will be done by the entire team to ensure that yes, this is good to go. When exactly to life fast food, not just Q&A session. By the time you start getting more tasks about design, you with them, you get inspired about that. But like I said before, baby steps. This is just your first week. So baby step. What is different? I've already answered that. Is somewhat confusing. Do I have to sign up to join Figma? Oh yes. If you download Figma on your system, you need to have signed up on the web first because they have to direct you to log in through web. And then so once you've already signed up and then you download the system and you log in, just follow the instruction to direct you, but register on the web first before you go ahead and download it. Yeah. If you go through the video centers by video, after the find direction design as motion design, which part of them to ask question, I think it would be clear. Yeah, because I would say they are intertwined, interaction design, and they are intertwined because in motion you have interactions, right? But motion has a whole lot of animation going on. Like interaction can be how you use the how you use WhatsApp, for example, or how you're using YouTube currently, and you're typing your question and pressing send. That's interaction. Motion goes beyond that. Motion can include, you can show that a car is dancing on the YouTube screen. Or motion can include, you're showing how somebody is pressing something. Like motion is, it's broad than just interactions. It has interaction in it, but it gives you that feel of, when you have, I don't know if you guys have seen hardware trying to advertise an app, showing you how the app works, where you might not even see anybody there, but you see music going around, they'll show you introducing this session of the app and something like that. So motion has a whole lot of things. You can see how, okay, maybe one animated part of a particular website is going, how you see something keep rolling and stuff. All those things are part of interaction, and also like it's also motion. There's a motion, like the word said, motion, meaning something is moving, the animation and all those things. What else? Let me see. Please, those of you that are asking me questions from the OBJ given to you, I would not answer. Don't worry, your tax will be returned. Video that was sent. I saw FigJam mirror. Please, can you explain FigJam? Oh, FigJam is when you download Figma, you see FigJam. FigJam is where you can do your brainstorming session, like when you do your research, the place you can, draw your flow charts, your user journey, your empathy map. FigJam is what you use for that, and is embedded inside Figma. So once you've downloaded Figma, you'll be able to see FigJam inside Figma. So it's not something you should be stressed about. Please, can you throw more light on responsive and adaptive systems and how can one differentiate? When using a product, responsive designs are like, when you're open, for example, if you decide to open youtube.com on your mobile phone, the way, because it's a website, but it's responsive enough for you to be able to view it on, your mobile phone. So that is, what's it called? That is what responsive is. Like any website you can view on your phone and functions fail. That's responsiveness of the particular website. Well, okay, you guys are finding it hard to, set up. Like I said earlier, just sign up on the PC first, then you now download. Then you download the, what's it called? You download the app and then you log in onto the app. Any question relating to that, I'm not answering because I don't have to answer. I'm trying to create a Figma account using my phone. It doesn't mean I can't use Android phone for Figma. You cannot use your phone for Figma. You need to use it on your system. If you want to do product design, you need to have a system, not phone. You cannot design on phone. You can only design on web, on your PC, on your system. So please get a system. You can't do it, whether iOS, whether Apple, whether Android. You cannot design on phone. What kind of genre does 2D representation? Those are like 2D representation are like illustrators. They are called illustrator. They are called illustrator. Okay, this question are beginning to be repetitive, or is it me that I'm not getting them? Please, do you throw my, okay, I've answered this. The person asking between products and web designer, you're asking me question. What's it called? You're asking me question from that OBJ. I'm not answering that. People have what's different between I'm not answering this question, please. It's the video question. I don't understand the person we're talking about. We had my links to. Oh, wow. Did you watch the video? I believe there was a video sent attached to that. Please let's reduce the you guys are asking question and this is getting confusing. Anyway, the session is coming to an end now. I choose teams and organization on Figma. Is it a problem? Well, if you choose organization when you're registering, that means you want to subscribe. Just pick the free version, the free version, don't subscribe to Figma. You don't need to subscribe to Figma. Okay, so I believe we've come to today's session. You have another session later at night. So for those of you that probably your questions did not get answered, you get a chance to ask them by then. But for now, I will be bidding you guys goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.